Blueprint was a 3-day festival of art, music and dance curated by Tate Collective Liverpool, a group of 15 to 25 years old who plan and develop events, projects and programs for other young people at Tate Liverpool. During Blueprint, we hosted a series of in-conversations, which were informal chats that took place within the Claude Perron installation. One of these conversations was actually with the artistic director of Tate Liverpool, Francesco Manacorda, and the executive director of Tate Liverpool, Andrea Nixon. We took this opportunity to ask the directors, how can Tate Liverpool work with Tate Collective to bring more young people into the gallery?
Hello everybody, and welcome along to this conversation with artistic director Francesco Manacorda and executive director Andrea Nixon.
I mean, the thing that I find most fascinating is really this kind of setting. The idea that you can use the gallery to do an event, and you've got people who commit to the whole event, but other people who might just in the next 10 minutes walk in, stay for 5 minutes and then leave, but still have some sort of meaningful experience. And I think, you know, this is something that we've been trialing in different formats, like, you know, with the Office Reviews for Art, or during Keywords we did little conversations across. But I think when it's done with a core group of people already, I think it's quite a different dynamic, and I think that I like the fact that you use the same thing to you know, have dancers here, or have people doing poetry. So it's not just sort of a discursive event, but it can also be a performance, and it's quite casual. I think, you know, Claude Perron's installation helps because you feel a bit more contained, but also a bit more free. But I think the way that you pace that use of the gallery, and the fact that the gallery is not a sacred space where you know, you can't speak, you can't sit down, you can't lie down on the floor. I think that's really quite something for me.
What I'm interested in is how you can animate space differently, so that perhaps there's particular times, like one weekend a month or whatever, that is the Tate Collective time, or whether there are particular shows like Warhol that you take a bigger programme. I think we're very interested in your feedback about what would you like. If we're saying that a dedicated space 365 days a year is difficult because we need to have so much flexibility, what would work for you?
Well, we were talking, when we were talking about the Andy Warhol season, we were talking about us in the gallery and the steps that if we had more presence in the gallery, and even if it's online but we're in the gallery, that kind of thing, then young people who even know about Tate already and are interested in Tate, know that we're already here, then that just expands and expands and expands, so they know that there are young people here, and it's going to be, like you say, even if it's just one weekend a month, but that weekend is always dedicated to us. And whether it's just one weekend we do something simple, like it's just an info day, just people come in, they can come and join us, have a chat like this, or whether another weekend we put on a full event, or whether it just be music in the foyer. It's just something just totally different, which is just our signature weekend.
So, I mean, what
You pointed out, because for me, I think it's not about putting events, or, you know, I mean, it's important that we show that we take collective as presence within the gallery, but I think for us, for me anyway, it's about having a space to test ideas and experiment, because, well, we kind of have the facilities here, like in the studio upstairs. It's just having that space where you can test experiments and ideas that you can't do anywhere else outside. I'm not saying that we're going to.
How about, I mean, would it be any good if, you know, for each season we chose one room, whether it's empty or with something, like whether it's a collection display or whether it's like a room within the Warhol exhibition, and that is the room where you do things.
And then
we could just like every 3 months decide which room that is. I mean, this time it could be this one, next time it might be the living room for Susan Hiller, or, you know, an empty room where you would want to do what you did with the Blueprint exhibition.
Present things that are not recorded, and it's more learnt through others' experience. So instead of creating these things which will forever have a reference, a recording actually creating stuff that is passed through word of mouth. Like the walk yesterday, it's gone now, and I can remember it, and I've told people what they thought, and other people walked past and were curious. But it's kind of creating that instant thing instead of, and that invokes curiosity. And raises questions of, well, what is this? And it's an unknown. There is no fixed question, and there is no fixed answer to that. Do you think you could do more of that sort of stuff instead of having fixed things? You know, pillars, wood, walls.
Yeah. And, you know, this is one of the things that we do every 2 or 3 months with you, and it's like the live Tate Collective series or something. Because if that is something that you would want to see more, then how about doing it together rather than just us programming it?
Yeah, I think